So let's take a look at how you book your lightning lanes using the My Disney Experience app on your phone. So first of all, you're going to go ahead and open the Disney World app, and then you will see there, pinned somewhere near the top, will be the lightning lane box. And what you can do here, you click on add dates, and you will see this calendar. And it normally gives you visibility of about 2 or 3 weeks in advance. One thing you can do here on this screen, if you scroll down to the bottom and click on view pricing by park, and that will actually enable you to see how much lightning lane is going to be on which day. This can help, it'd be really helpful when you're planning to see what the busiest days are going to be. So for example, here we can see Magic Kingdom, and some days it's 27, other days it's 29, 32. Look at the 30th, it's $35, and that's a public holiday. We know that's going to be a busy day. So that can help you decide if you want to purchase it or you want to swerve the park because it's going to be a bit too busy. You know, it's useful information. And then at the top here, you can change to see Epcot, Hollywood Studios, obviously Animal Kingdom as well. So that's great. That's a good little thing to know. Now, when you're going to buy, so I'm going to do a dummy kind of booking here just to show you the screens as you go in. I'm eligible to purchase because I'm going in a few days. Yippee! So I'm going to click here on let's go for the 29th. I don't have anything booked on this day. And let's pretend that I want to go to Magic Kingdom. And I want to spend $32. I don't want to spend that, but that's what I'm going to do on this. Now, obviously, you can also get the single pass lightning lanes. So the lightning lane multi-pass doesn't include every single ride. There are some exceptions. There are some small rides on there that you can't get onto. But also there are also the kind of what they might call the flagship rides here. You've got Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron, and they're an additional cost. So if you've got a family of 4 and you're looking to book all of these rides, that's going to be a very expensive day. Personally, for me, I'll look to ride those rides by rope drop. So get up first thing in the morning, staying at a hotel on site. So I get there nice and early, or last thing at night as well. And then sometimes those queues are a bit less than they are during the key hot part of the day. So that's the strategy that I adopt. But I'm going to get the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass for my family. So I click on that, scroll down, hit continue. And here you have the option to select all of your party. So if you're traveling with multiple people and you get those set up in the app beforehand, then you can obviously make sure that you select that for everyone. That's an important step. If you're going with 4 people, your family aren't going to be happy if they're stood outside queuing up while you're waltzing through the lightning lane. So make sure you select all the eligible people in your party. Click on continue. There is a tier system with the lightning lane. It does pay to kind of read up on some of the other forums, but the tiered system works like this. At Animal Kingdom, there are no tiers. There's 1 tier. But the other 3 parks, there are tiers. So here, for example, you have your tier 1 rides at Magic Kingdom, which are Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan, Space Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So these are the busiest rides in the park. Now you get to select 3 lightning lanes, but here's the catch. You can only select 1 from tier 1, and then the other 2 from tier 2, which are the rest of the rides really down the bottom. Now, once you've used your first ride, you can then select another tier 1. Obviously, that's on the day, and availability is going to be a bit slimmer. But for the sake of this dummy booking, I'm going to select Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm going to get the Haunted Mansion because it's the best ride there, in my opinion, anywho. And then I'm going to go for Pirates of the Caribbean because I like pirates. And then I'm going to click continue. And here it comes up with the times, and it will revert to the earliest times that are available. I'm booking pretty far in advance here, so I've got the pick of the post, and I can get on Haunted Mansion at 8 AM if I want. Now, if I want to change that, I might want to lie in. I might want to get to the park a little bit later, so I can modify that time. Say I'm not going to get to the park till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I can select that and do the same for the rest of the rides, etc. as well. If you've got any restaurant reservations, that will come up as well, and it won't allow you to book during a time when you've got an overhang there. So for example, I've got an evening restaurant reservation at Garden Grill. So if I try and pick a 5 o'clock, you know, it's not going to let me. Yeah, let me go 4:40. That's fine, but it's not going to let me go any later than that by the looks of things. Let's see actually if that'll even let me do that. Yeah, that's going to let me do that. But yeah, sometimes that might come up and say you're not eligible. And then you'll get this message here coming up if there's too much of an overhang. So that's it. You then kind of pay for your lightning lanes. Then again, when you kind of go back to your main screen, any that you've already got booked will show up in when you click on the lightning lane passes. I've got a few here booked already for my upcoming trip. So they're all there and they're all organized. So that's how you go in and you check the lightning lane multi-passes and you book and you change times and modify the times. So then you can also book the single passes too. Very much the same principle. So let's say, for example, I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom on the 29th and I want to book myself Tron. I'll just click on Tron. I'll select everyone in my party again. And it's exactly the same kind of thing. It'll show you any restaurant bookings and then it gives you the option to pick whatever time you like, modify your time, change your time. And that is how you book your lightning lanes on the My Disney Experience on the Walt Disney World app. So if you're staying at a Disney resort or one of the select partner hotels, you can make your reservations 7 days in advance of your stay. And that can be for the full duration of your trip, up to 14 days. If you're not staying on site, then that's 3 days before your park ticket date. You can make those reservations for. And here is just a quick reminder of those hotels. You can pause on this, but all of the standard Disney hotels, moderate value, deluxe, plus a couple of those partner hotels in there as well. And looking at the lightning lanes, here's just a quick view of the different tiers. So at Hollywood Studios, we can see there in tier 1, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Rockin' Roller Coaster, Slinky Dog Dash. The hardest one to get here is Slinky Dog Dash, so do prioritize that one if it's important to ride. You can see the other rides there that are in tier 2. And then the single pass ride that you have to pay extra for over at Hollywood Studios is Rise of the Resistance. Moving on to Epcot, and there's Frozen Ever After, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Test Track. The other rides there, as you can see, in tier 2, so you get to pick 3 of those. And that single pass ride over at Epcot is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Animal Kingdom operates a bit differently. There aren't any tiers here, so you can pick 3 from the list. That might change when the new rides are open. Obviously, there's some expansion happening over at Animal Kingdom, but for now there are no tiers. And the single pass ride over at Animal Kingdom, probably the best ride in my opinion in all of Disney, would be Flight of Passage. Fantastic ride. And finally, just a reminder over at Magic Kingdom, those tier 1 rides are Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Space Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I would prioritize Bayou Adventure. That feels like it's the one that sells out quickest and is harder to get on the day. And obviously all the other rides there are tier 2. There's plenty of rides at Magic Kingdom, so you do have quite a lot to choose from, which is great. A couple of closures at the moment. This is being recorded in August of 25, and Buzz Lightyear has just closed down for a refurb, and we've also got Big Thunder Mountain out of action until early next year. And the single pass ride over at Magic Kingdom, there are 2, so that's Tron and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Those are single pass rides that are not included as part of the Lightning Lane multi-pass. So there's a brief view of how to book those rides on the app, get you used to using that. So when it comes to your day, your fingers are fast and you get all the rides that you need. So hope you have a great trip, and I hope this has been useful. And if it has, please do like and subscribe. The channel's called Parks and Parades, and hopefully it's bringing some magic to you and helping you plan your visit.